Stop for a moment. Whatever you are about to do next, let it fall away. Before the sun rose this morning, something shifted concerning you, and I will not let this day pass without you knowing it. I am the Lord your God, and I have interrupted your wandering on purpose. This word is not for the crowd. It is for you alone. You did not stumble into this moment. I drew you here. You have been searching, questioning, crying out in silence, and I heard every word of it. So be still now. Listen closely, because I am about to answer questions you stopped asking out loud a long time ago. I saw you. I need you to understand what I mean when I say that. I saw you sitting alone before facing the day, needing a few more minutes to put on the face that says everything is fine. I saw the quiet arithmetic you keep doing over what you owe, moving one payment behind another, running numbers that refuse to add up, no matter how many times you try. I saw you lying awake in the dark hours, going over what you have again and again, as if the answer might change if you counted one more time. I saw you smile among others, while worry twisted inside you. I heard you say the words, "I am fine," while something in you was pleading to be heard. And still, you kept showing up. You kept trying. You kept believing a breakthrough was coming, even when every door slammed shut in your face. I heard the midnight prayers that felt like they struck the ceiling and fell back on you. I heard the ones you never finished because you were too tired to find the words. Not one of them was lost. Every whisper rose before me like incense. You were never speaking into an empty room. The exhaustion you have been carrying is not who you are. The sadness that keeps trying to settle into your bones does not belong to you. It came from outside of you, and it has been pressing on you for so long that you began to mistake it for your own nature. Hear me clearly. That weight was never yours, and today I am naming it so you can stop blaming yourself for it. You opened the scriptures, hoping for an answer, and the words felt distant and cold. You are not the first of mine to know that silence. Many have cried out from caves and prison floors and dry wilderness places, and they too wondered if I had turned away. I had not turned from them. I have not turned from you. There is a reason this word is reaching you now, and not a year ago. A year ago you would have taken it as a kind thought and let it go. Now you are worn enough to be honest and hungry enough to hold on. That honesty is not weakness. It is the open door through which I am about to speak. So do not treat these words lightly, for they carry weight you cannot yet measure. If you turn away now, you will walk past the very confirmation you asked me for, the sign you longed to see, the answer you begged me to release. If you believe this door is truly open for you, like this message as your way of stepping toward it, subscribe so this voice can keep guiding you through every door that opens next, and type Amen in the comments so heaven can see you are ready. Stay and let me finish what I have started saying to you. I know the battles you have fought that no one else has seen. I know the mornings you forced yourself to stand when your heart felt too weak to keep going. You have been holding on by a thread at times, whispering prayers you feared were too small for heaven to hear. No prayer of yours has ever been too small. I bend low to hear the faintest ones first. My child, I also know what you have been telling yourself in secret, that you are behind, that everyone else is moving forward while you stay stuck in the same place, that maybe you are the reason nothing works. I am telling you now, those words are not mine, and I have never once spoken them over you. What I speak over you sounds different. I say that you are mine. I say that your name is engraved on the palms of my hands, and no delay, no debt, no closed door has ever loosened my grip on you. I say that the long silence you endured was never absence. I was nearer in the silence than you have ever dared to believe. You asked me if your effort was worth anything. You asked if your patience would ever bear fruit. You asked, sometimes in anger, why the road had to be this long. I did not despise a single one of those questions. I gathered them, and I have been holding your answer until this exact moment when you were finally able to receive it without it crushing you. Something has broken open concerning you. A long chapter is closing, and I have chosen to tell you myself rather than let you discover it slowly. What held you is losing its hold. What blocked you is being moved aside. I am not describing a feeling. I am describing a decision that has already been made in my presence. In the days ahead, you will remember this moment. You will remember that you almost passed it by, and that something made you stay. That something was me. I stopped you here because I have a word to place in your hands, and I intend to finish speaking it over you before this hour ends. So take a breath, loosen the grip you have been keeping on your own worry. You do not need to hold yourself together while I am speaking, because I am holding you. Let every other voice grow quiet. There is only you and me now, and I have waited a long time for your full attention. Say Amen out loud if your heart knows this word is for you. Now let me show you what you have been walking through, because you deserve to understand it. The heaviness of these past years was not bad luck. It was not weakness in you. There has been a long and deliberate opposition arranged against your life, and it worked in the dark precisely so you would blame yourself for its damage. It pressed against your provision. Money that should have reached you was delayed. Expenses appeared at the worst possible moments. The math never worked, and you thought you were failing, when in truth you were under siege. It pressed against your rest. You were pulled from sleep in the smallest hours, and worry was waiting there like an ambush. It knew your weakest hour. It knew which fears to replay in the dark, and it played them over and over until morning. It pressed against your closest bonds. Misunderstandings were stirred where there should have been peace. Distance crept in between you and people you love. You felt alone in rooms full of voices, and you thought something was wrong with you. Nothing was wrong with you. You were being isolated on purpose, because you are far less easily defeated when you are not alone, and it pressed against your prayers. Every time you reached for me, a whisper told you the reaching was useless. Every time hope began to rise, a fresh trouble arrived to knock it down. This was not your imagination. You were opposed by something that studied you and feared what you would become. Hear what I am telling you, and let it lift years of false guilt off your shoulders. You were not lazy. You were not cursed by your own failures. You were a target precisely because of what I have placed inside you. The enemy does not lay siege to an empty storehouse, but I want you to understand something greater. All that time, the opposition could only go so far and no further. It pressed you, but it could not crush you. It delayed you, but it could not erase you. There was a boundary drawn around your life that it could never cross, and I was the one who drew it. And now hear the word I stopped you to deliver. The permission that opposition relied upon has ended. Its season is over. In my presence, a ruling has been made concerning you, and no power beneath heaven can appeal it. The siege against your provision is broken. The ambush against your rest is disbanded. The wedge driven between you and those you love is being pulled out. I do not send messengers for a matter this close to my heart. I myself have gone ahead of you. I am unlocking what was sealed. I am releasing what was held. I am straightening the road that was made crooked, and I am doing it now while my voice is still in your ears. Declare, I believe, if this word is reaching your spirit. You may ask why the opposition was allowed at all. It is a fair question, and I will not shame you for asking it. Understand this much for now. What came against you intended your ruin, but I bent every one of its schemes into your training. It meant to break your faith. Instead, your faith grew roots that storms can no longer reach. Think of what you can carry now that would have flattened you years ago. Think of the bad news you can hear without collapsing. Think of how quickly you returned to prayer after a blow that once would have kept you away for months. That steadiness was forged in you during the very years you thought were wasted. Nothing about you was wasted. The one who opposed you understood something you are only now beginning to see. You are dangerous to the darkness. A person who keeps believing after years of resistance is a person who cannot be stopped by ordinary trouble. That is why the pressure on you was never ordinary. It was a measure of your worth, not a measure of your failure. So, from this day, refuse the old explanation. When you remember the years of struggle, you will no longer say, "That was the proof that God forgot me." You will say, "That was the siege, and the siege is broken." Words matter, my child. Speak of your past, the way I speak of it, and the past will lose its power to poison your future. I want you to notice something else in the days ahead. Burdens you carried for years will begin to feel strangely lighter, and you will wonder if you are imagining it. You are not imagining it. When a siege lifts, the air itself changes. Decisions that once paralyzed you will become simple. Tasks you avoided for months will take an afternoon. Do not credit coincidence for any of it. Coincidence did not endure the dark years with you, and coincidence is not delivering you now. I am. Give me what belongs to me, which is your trust, and I will keep showing you my hand until you can no longer doubt it. There will still be echoes of the old pressure, a bill, a harsh word, a heavy mourning. Echoes are not the siege returning. They are the sound of something defeated growing fainter. As it leaves, treat them that way. Do not rebuild your fear around every echo, or you will imprison yourself in a war that has already ended. Instead, when trouble taps on your door, answer it with the ruling, "I have declared." Say the permission has ended. Say my God has gone ahead of me. Say it even if your voice shakes, because heaven does not measure the steadiness of your voice. It measures the direction of your trust. You have spent years learning what it is to stand under pressure. Now you will learn what it is to walk without it. That will take some getting used to, and I will be patient with you while you learn. But learn it you will, because the next season of your life does not resemble the last one. I have seen to that myself, my child. Hear me clearly now, because I am about to say something I have been waiting years to say to you. You finally did it. You reached the place I always knew you would reach. You pushed through storms that were designed to break you, and you did not quit, even when everything around you shouted that quitting was reasonable. You held on when others walked away. You kept moving when your strength was gone, and you were running on nothing but stubborn hope. You stood in the fire, and though it burned, you walked out carrying something the fire could not touch. This moment is not an accident. It is the fruit of your endurance, and I, your God, am proud of you. You thought I was punishing you. I was not. Every trial was shaping something in you that ease could never have built. Every closed door was my hand between you and harm you could not see. I was never against you. I was always for you, even on the days you cursed the road I had you walking. I saw you fight silent battles. No one else even noticed. You thought no one cared. I cared. You thought no one was listening. I was listening. In the moments you felt most alone, my presence filled that room, whether you sensed it or not. Now, before I speak of what comes next, I have an instruction for you, and I ask you to receive it with an open heart. My child, I am asking you to place a portion of what you have, something of real weight, upon the altar of this work, as gold laid on the scales of this calling. Let it be a seed sown into deep water, an offering set on stone, not held back in fear. This is proof that your trust rests in my hand to provide, and that your heart no longer clings to lack. What you release in faith does not leave your life. It moves ahead of you into the harvest I am preparing. Now, let me take you back down the road you have walked, so you can see that I was there at every step. You have carried pain you never asked to carry. You have felt the sting of betrayal from people you trusted with your whole heart. In those moments, you wondered if I had turned away. I never turned away. I stood guard over you in the shadows, even when you thought heaven had gone quiet. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description and the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community, does not just go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. The people who left you did not all leave by accident. Some of them had to go no matter how much it hurt, because their presence in your future would have poisoned what I am preparing for you. You could not see that then. You saw only the empty chair and the unanswered message, but I saw 10 years down the road, and I loved you too much to leave certain doors open. I know the wounds they are leaving left behind. I saw you question your worth because of it. I saw you blame yourself for endings that were never your fault. Hear me now. Their departure was not a verdict on your value. Sometimes I remove people the way a builder removes scaffolding, because the true structure is ready to stand. And the doors that slammed shut, the opportunities that slipped through your fingers at the last moment, the plans that crumbled after you had worked so hard to build them. You ask me why everyone else seemed to move forward while you stood still. My child, those refusals were not rejection. If I had opened certain doors when you begged for them, what waited behind them would have wounded you, not blessed you. There is a timing to every release, and I do not explain it in advance, because trust that demands full explanation is not trust at all. But I will tell you this, not one of those delays was carelessness. Each one was measured. Each one had a purpose you will one day see plainly. And when you see it, you will thank me for every door I refused to open. You also wrestled with doubt, and I want to speak to that directly. You asked God, "Are you even real? Do you still hear me? Have you forgotten me?" I never condemned you for those questions. I saw the weight you carried when you asked them, and I stayed closer to you in those hours than you ever realized. Doubt asked in the dark is still a form of reaching for me. The one who has truly given up does not bother to ask anything at all. You kept asking. That means the thread between us never broke, no matter how thin it felt. I have held my end of that thread through everything, and I am holding it now. Do you remember the nights you sat in the dark and whispered words you thought no one would ever hear? I heard them. You thought you were speaking into emptiness, but those whispers reached my throne before they finished leaving your lips, even when you said nothing at all, when you only sat in silence because the words had run out. I knew what your heart was asking. I answered some of those silent prayers years ago in ways you have not yet traced back to me. So let this settle into your soul. You were never unseen. You were never forgotten. You were never unloved. Everything you endured has carried you to this exact moment. And this moment is not the end of your story. It is the hinge on which your story turns. I am not honoring you today because you were perfect. You were not, and I have never once required that of you. I am honoring you because you stayed. Because when leaving was easier, you remained. Because when despair made its best argument, you went to sleep, woke up, and tried again. Heaven does not overlook that kind of courage. I certainly have not. There is one more weight I must lift from you before we go forward, and that is the shame you have been carrying in secret. The quiet thought that says, maybe I am the reason nothing works out. Maybe I am the failure. I am telling you today with all the authority of heaven, you are not a failure. You are a fighter who was handed a heavier load than most, and you carried it further than most ever could. Where you saw weakness, I saw someone who kept standing. Where you saw falling apart, I saw someone holding together a life under pressure that would have flattened others. Where you saw yourself overlooked, I saw a servant I was guarding for an appointed hour. You have been telling your own story in the enemy's words. Today, I am giving you mine. Do you remember the times you smiled in front of everyone? Then came home and collapsed, your soul aching with questions you could not put into words. I was there in that room when you laid your head down and whispered, God, just give me one reason to keep going. I became the reason. Every morning you woke up after a night you thought you would not survive. That was my hand lifting you. Now listen carefully, for I am declaring something new over your life. The waiting season you have carried for so long has come to an end. The long cycle of not yet and maybe later has finished. I say it with all authority, the chapter is closed. You have crossed over. I am the one who opens doors no man can shut. And I tell you today, I have opened such a door for you. It was not built by human hands, and no power on earth can pull it closed. It is not luck. It is not coincidence. I carved this door into your story long ago, and now I have swung it wide, and I am inviting you to walk through it. For every door that slammed in your face, for every chance that was stolen by delay, I now set before you an entrance that cannot be taken away. You do not need to force it. You do not need to beg at it. It is already unlocked. Your part is only to rise and step through it with boldness. And hear this, because it matters to you more than you admit. Your victory will not be hidden this time. For years your triumphs were quiet, known only to you and to me. Now I will make your turning visible. Those who doubted you will see it. Those who questioned your faith will see it. Those who decided you would never rise will stand as witnesses to what my hand has done in you. Do you remember whispering to yourself, when will it be my turn? My child, this is your turn. This is your moment. The door I have opened is not small, and it is not fragile. What flows through it will not be a brief relief that fades by winter. It is a lasting change in the direction of your life. I am restoring years that felt stolen from you. I am multiplying what was broken down to almost nothing. And I am doing it in such a way that when it unfolds, no honest observer will be able to explain it apart from me. That is deliberate. Your life is about to become an argument that I keep my word. You sowed in sorrow, season after season, with no harvest in sight. Now you will reap in joy. You endured the silence. Now you will hear celebration where there was mourning. You stood in faith when there was no evidence on the table. Now I will set evidence before you until your hands lift on their own, in awe. If you feel that the hidden season has finished its work in you, like this video, as a marker of that readiness, subscribe so you can keep walking forward with this voice beside you, and type "I am ready" in the comments, so heaven can see you standing at the edge of what comes next. What I do in this season will also silence the old lies. Every voice that said you were forgotten will be answered, not by your arguing, but by the plain side of my faithfulness resting on your life. You will not need to defend yourself. Your circumstances will speak, and they will speak clearly. So step forward, do not hesitate at the threshold. Do not let fear grab your ankle at the last moment and whisper that this is all too good, that words like these are for other people. You have been strengthened for this exact door. You are not too late. You are not unworthy. This is not a trick, and it is not a test. It is my promise arriving. I know that after years of disappointment, hope itself can feel dangerous. You learned to keep your expectations low so that life could not hurt you again. That habit protected you once. It cannot come with you through this door. On the other side, you will need the courage to expect good things again. And I will teach it back to you gently, one fulfilled promise at a time. Start small if you must. Expect me in one thing this week. Place one need in my hands and refuse to take it back. When I answer, mark it. Let that answer become a stone of remembrance and build on it. This is how a heart that was taught to brace itself learns instead to stand up straight. And when you walk through this door, do not look back over your shoulder as if the old season might chase you down and reclaim you. It cannot. A closed chapter has no authority over an open one. I have placed the ending myself, and what I end stays ended, and do not wait until you feel worthy to begin walking. Worthiness was never the price of entry. I opened this door because of who I am and because of what I have decided concerning you. Your feelings will catch up to the truth in time. Until they do, let the truth lead and let the feelings follow behind. Lift your head, my child. Straighten your back. You have spent enough years walking with your eyes on the ground, braced for the next blow. The next steps you take will be different because the ground itself has changed. You are not walking toward the promise anymore. You are walking in it. Now let me show you what I am placing in your hands so you will recognize each blessing as it arrives and know exactly where it came from. These are not small things. They are not passing kindnesses. They are lasting portions, and I have set 5 of them aside with your name on each one. First, I am giving you peace, not the fragile calm the world offers, the kind that shatters at the first piece of bad news. My peace, the kind that stands guard over your mind like a soldier at a gate. You once lay awake dreading tomorrow. Now when your head touches the pillow, my peace will meet you there, and rest will stop being a battle. Where confusion ruled, clarity will guide you. Where fear whispered, courage will answer. This peace does not depend on your circumstances improving first. It arrives before the circumstances change, which is how you will know it is mine. The world's calm follows good news. My peace walks ahead of it. Second, I am bringing provision. The days of counting what you have and finding it lacking are closing. I fed my people with bread from the sky in a wilderness where nothing grew. I took a few loaves and small fish and fed thousands with baskets left over. I have not changed. What is in your hands right now looks small to you. Place it in mine and see what I make of it. Do not fear lack anymore. Fear of lack is a habit from the siege years, and the siege is over. I will supply what you need, and beyond that, I will surprise you. Provision will arrive from directions you never mapped, through hands you never expected, at moments so precise that you will laugh at the timing. That laugh will be worship, and I will receive it gladly. Third, restoration. What was lost? What was torn? What was broken while you were too tired to defend it? I am restoring. Joy will move back into the rooms where sorrow lived. Bonds that were wounded will be healed, some of them so completely that the wound itself becomes a place of unusual strength. Nothing is too broken for me to rebuild. Nothing has drifted so far that I cannot return it. Even the years themselves I will redeem. You have grieved the time you think you lost, the seasons that seem to produce nothing, but I waste nothing, not even the barren stretches. A field left fallow is not a dead field. It is a field gathering richness for a harvest the constantly worked ground could never yield. You are about to harvest from years you had written off. Fourth, healing. For your body, worn down by carrying tension it was never meant to hold. For your mind, tired of running the same anxious circles. For your heart, still tender in places you do not let anyone touch. I am the one who binds up the broken-hearted, and I am attending to you personally, not sending the work to another. Where sickness drained your strength, renewal is coming. Where grief pressed you down, I am lifting. You will notice it in small ways first. A morning without the familiar dread, a memory that surfaces without the old sting, breath that comes easier. Do not dismiss those small mercies. They are the first drops before rain. Fifth, joy, real joy, not the thin kind that evaporates when trouble returns. This joy is rooted in my love, which does not move. So it will hold in every weather. You will laugh again without checking over your shoulder. You will find yourself singing at odd moments and wonder where the song came from. It came from me. It was always yours. It is simply coming home. Speak the words, I receive it. If your hands are open today, understand, my child, why this outpouring comes now. Your perseverance positioned you for it. Many gave up in the middle of the road. You did not. Many turned back when the way grew dark. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a small thing. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description and the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. By doing so, you become part of a plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. You pressed on, because you stayed, because you endured, because you kept rising. You are standing exactly where the rain is about to fall. The miracle you thought was delayed was never sitting idle. It was a seed beneath the soil the whole time, while you saw nothing but bare ground. Roots were spreading deep, and a foundation was forming in secret. What you prayed for in hiddenness is now breaking the surface. And what breaks the surface after that kind of rooting does not wither easily. And these 5 portions are not for a moment. They are the opening of a new chapter, not a brief festival before the old life resumes. You will walk in peace daily. You will live in provision without the old dread. You will carry restoration and healing that others can feel when they stand near you. You will overflow with a joy that cannot be explained by your circumstances. That overflow has a purpose beyond you. Others will notice the change and ask, how did you make it through? How are you standing? What happened to you? And you will point to me. Your life will become a doorway through which weary people find their way back to hope. I am blessing you in a manner designed to spill over, because that is how my kingdom moves through the earth. You will be a bearer of peace to the troubled, a voice of courage to the ones about to quit, living proof to the hurting that I still heal, still restore, still lift up those who refuse to let go of me. This is part of why you were allowed to walk so hard a road. No one learns to carry water for others in a land where it has never been scarce. So lift your hands and receive all 5 portions without apology. You do not need to earn them now. The staying was the sowing, and this is the harvest. I, the Lord your God, am faithful, and I keep every promise I make. This is your season of blessing. Take it from my hand. Now that I have opened the door and named the blessings, I must also prepare you, because every new season carries both promise and danger. What I am placing in your hands is powerful, and powerful things must be guarded. I tell you this not to frighten you, but because a shepherd who sees the wolf and says nothing loves no one. Be careful first of pride. When the change in your life becomes visible, when people begin to notice and ask questions, a quiet voice will suggest, "You did this yourself. Your grit, your cleverness, your endurance." There is a grain of truth in it, which is what makes it dangerous. Yes, you endured, but it was my strength that held you together when yours ran out, and my hand that opened what no effort of yours could unlock. Remember the source, and the blessing keeps its sweetness. Forget the source, and the same blessing turns heavy and hollow in your hands. Stay low in your own eyes, and I will keep lifting you higher. That is not a threat. It is simply how weight is carried safely. The deeper the roots, the taller the tree can stand without breaking. Be careful next of fear. When I bless you, the whisper will change its approach. It will stop saying, "This will never happen," and start saying, "This will never last." What if it is taken away? What if you were never meant to have it? Fear always aims at the newest thing I have given, because new things have not yet grown their defenses. But I have not given you a spirit of fear. I have given you power and love and a sound mind. So when the what-ifs rise, do not negotiate with them. Answer them out loud with what I have said. What my hand gives, no thief can carry off. Fear will shrink a blessing if you feed it. Faith will enlarge the same blessing if you feed that instead. You choose the table. Guard also your tongue, and hear me carefully here, because few understand this. Not everything I give you is meant to be announced right away. Some blessings must stay hidden for a season, like a root taking hold, so they can grow strong before they are exposed to other eyes. Announced too soon, they draw envy, doubt, and interference before they can stand on their own. Remember Joseph. He told his dream to his brothers before its time, and the telling stirred a hatred that cost him years in a pit and a prison. I still kept every word of that dream, but the road there was made harder by an early announcement. Not everyone at your table can celebrate your rising. Some will misunderstand it. A few will quietly work against it. So keep certain things between you and me until I show you the moment to speak. This is not dishonesty. It is stewardship, silence. Rightly used, is a shield around a young harvest. When the blessing is strong enough to stand in the open, I myself will give you the words and the moment, and then no tongue will be able to talk it down. Stay close to me in prayer, closer than ever. Here is a trap that catches many in seasons of increase. The busyness of the blessing slowly crowds out the presence of the one who gave it. The struggling soul prays daily out of need. The blessed soul can drift for weeks without noticing. Do not let what I give you become the very thing that pulls you from me. Prayer keeps your spirit sharp and your heart in line with mine. When you pray, you return to the source and drink. When prayer fades, other voices grow louder, and you begin to take direction from your worries again. Come to me in the morning before the day makes its demands. Come at night before sleep takes you. Even a few honest words keep the road between us worn smooth. Remain in gratitude as well. It is a strange weakness of the human heart that it can pray for something for 10 years, receive it, and within a season treat it as ordinary. Do not let familiarity steal the wonder of what I am doing. Thank me for the small things as quickly as the great ones. A grateful heart never runs dry, because gratitude keeps the gate open through which more arrives. And above all, stay in faith. There will still be days of testing in this new season. Not the old siege, but the ordinary weather of a living faith. On those days, doubt will offer its old argument one more time. Let your answer be settled in advance. Faith is your anchor now. The same faith that carried you through the years of waiting. It did not retire when the waiting ended. It simply changed assignments. Faith is not seeing everything clearly. It is trusting the one who does. When you cannot trace my hand, trust my heart. When you do not understand my timing, remember its record. It has never once failed you, even in the years when you were certain it had. You have the proof of that now. Carry the proof with you into every dark day ahead, and no dark day will keep you. I entrust more to you now than you have ever carried, and with more comes greater keeping. Guard your heart. Guard your words. Guard the quiet place where you and I meet. Not everyone around you will understand the season you are in, and you are not required to make them understand. Let your life do the explaining in due time. Treasure what I place in your hands, water it with prayer, surround it with gratitude, shield it with humility, and grow it with faith. Do this, and the blessing will not only remain, it will multiply until it overflows the borders of your life and runs into the lives of everyone I send near you. That overflow is my plan, and I am not hiding it from you. You are blessed in order to become a blessing, and I have chosen you for both. One more preparation, and then I will speak of the surprise I have been saving for the end. In the days just ahead, do not be startled if resistance flares one last time. A defeated enemy rarely leaves quietly. There may be a sudden quarrel over something small, an unexpected expense, a wave of heaviness or doubt that seems to arrive from nowhere. This is not the siege returning. This is the noise of a retreat. When it comes, do not panic and do not despair. Recognize it, name it, and answer it out loud. Say, I know what this is, and it has no claim on me anymore. The permission has ended, and my God walks ahead of me. Then continue on your way. Opposition that has answered calmly loses its power twice as fast, because its only real weapon was your fear. Now, my child, let me set two roads before you, because what you do with this word will decide which one you travel. On the first road, you let this hour fade. You are stirred today, but by tomorrow, the old voice returns, whispering that words like these are for other people, and you agree with it out of habit. Months from now, you are still circling the same worries, still braced for the next blow, wondering why nothing shifted. On the second road, you take me at my word. You rise tomorrow and speak of your past, the way I have spoken of it tonight. You place one need in my hands and refuse to take it back. You guard the blessing, stay near me in prayer, and step through the door I have opened without looking over your shoulder. On that road, months from now, your own life has become the evidence, and the people around you are asking what changed. The two roads are real, and the choosing is happening now, not someday. Choose the second road, not because I demand it coldly, but because everything in me longs to see you walk it, and everything I have prepared is waiting along its way. And now the surprise. It is not a possession, though provision is coming. It is not a single answered request, though answers are already in motion. The surprise is this: you were never forgotten, not for 1 hour of one day of all those years. Every prayer you thought had gone unanswered was being kept, the way a faithful steward keeps an inheritance until the heir comes of age. The nights you felt abandoned, I was in the room. The delays that broke your heart were my hand holding back what would have harmed you. The doors that closed were my mercy wearing a disguise you could not recognize at the time. You believed you were fighting alone, and the whole time heaven was arranged around you like an army you could not see. Even when my silence felt like absence, it was nearer to a held breath. There is a kind of quiet that comes before a great unveiling, when everything is prepared, and the only thing remaining is the right moment. You have been living inside that quiet. It was never emptiness. It was the stillness of a table already set, waiting for you to be brought to it. The breakthrough you begged for was not withheld out of reluctance. It was held in trust until you stood where receiving it would establish you instead of scattering you. Not perfect, for I never required perfection. Positioned, ready in the way that matters. And here you are, and here it is. And this meeting of the two is what I have been arranging all along. So receive it. Stop analyzing whether a word this kind could truly be for you. Stop demanding one more proof before you let yourself hope. Open your hands, open your heart, receive the turning that is already in motion. The ruling already declared, the door already open, the 5 portions already set aside with your name on them. Say, "Yes, Lord." If you are ready to walk through the door I have opened, and know this as you go. You will not walk into the new season alone. I did not carry you through the fire only to release you at the edge of the garden. As I was with you in the trial, I will be with you in the blessing, closer. In fact, because you now know my voice in a way that only the long road could teach you. You once worried about what tomorrow would bring. Let that worry retire now. I hold tomorrow already. Every path you will walk, I have walked ahead of you. Every trouble you will meet, I have already overcome. What look like open questions to you are settled answers in my plan. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and nothing about your life is uncertain to me. Your story will not end in silence or in shame. I promise you that. The battles you thought would bury you will become the proof of my faithfulness, told in your own voice. The scars you carry will speak louder than arguments ever could, telling everyone who hurts that I heal, that I restore, that I lift up those who hold on to me. People will wonder how you are still standing and standing with joy, and you will say, "It was the Lord. It was always the Lord." That is why you were chosen for this road, not as punishment, as trust. I needed a life that could carry this testimony without breaking under it, and I found that life in you. What you endured privately will now speak publicly, and many who are ready to give up will keep going because they heard what I did for you. So go now into what I have prepared, and go unafraid. When you rise tomorrow, rise as one who has heard from heaven. When the old thoughts knock, let the new word answer. When the door stands before you, walk through it without apology, because the one who opened it is walking through it with you. My peace I leave with you, not as the world gives, fragile and passing, but mine, deep and unmoved. Carry it into your home, carry it into your work, carry it into every room that once knew your worry, and let it change the air of your whole life. I have loved you with an everlasting love. I loved you through the years you felt unlovable, and I will love you through every year that remains and beyond them all. Nothing you did made me begin, and nothing you could do would make me stop. This is the ground you stand on now. It does not shake. The waiting is over, the door is open, the blessing is released, and I myself go with you. Rise, my child, and walk into it. Declare, "I trust you, Lord." If you believe this word belongs to your life today, do not let this sacred moment of destiny pass you by. Your breakthrough is waiting. If you desire to deepen your connection, join Archangel Michael's inner circle immediately through the exclusive link in the description. And the pinned comment, whether by buying a coffee, making a donation, or becoming a member of our community. This is how you guarantee you never miss the direct, personalized messages that are specifically meant to elevate and empower your life. But your presence, attention, and energy already mean the world. Take the step. Your abundance awaits.